Oh, okay, so we're recording. So we are gonna just jump into this really quickly. And I have some notes that I want to go over. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and I'll check it after. Can't check it right now because I'm squirrel brain. So if I see it, we'll just go off on tangents. So I just really want to talk about like confidence in general. And then also confidence in like what we have and talking about like packages and how we can present those to people without backing down. I think that a lot of times, like, because when you look at our packages, they're quote unquote expensive, people are like, oh, I can't sell that, or we get this like mental block in our head, and as soon as we have those thoughts, that is now what we're going to portray on other people. So if we bring in confidence, we're going to portray confidence, and people are going to be like, okay, cool. Like, but if we're showing them that we're hesitant, they're going to be hesitant. And so first and foremost, like, confidence is important for you to have in yourself. And how do we build confidence? Confidence is built by daily action. Like, you cannot build confidence. Like, you're not going to just wake up one day and you're going to feel confident. Like, that's just, you don't start off feeling confident. You don't wake up one day feeling confident. Like, it's not a thing that happens. Okay. So like, if you're waiting for the day that you feel confident to start posting, the day is never going to come, because you have to actually put the action in to start to develop the confidence. The more that you work the daily stuff that we're talking about, those IPAs that I've been sending daily, all of those things, when you're showing up and you're taking your products, even the littlest things, you guys, the smallest thing, taking your products consistently every single day, sharing them every single day consistently, creating connections with new people, doing your self-development, all of those things are going to be little stepping stones to building your confidence, to where you can show up and say, look, this is what I have, take it or leave it. Like, I feel like so many times when we don't have confidence, that's when we start to operate out of desperation. That's when we start to be like, please buy my product, please join my team. But we don't have to be like that when we have confidence in what we have, right? When we have confidence, we're like, come on, I'm ready when you are. But you're not needing to beg people. And that's not what we want. We don't want to feel like we have to beg or push or anything like that. We just want to show up authentically and be who we are. And be confident in the products. And you guys, all of you, I don't know who iPhone is, but I know Ashley and Bev, I know you guys both really love the product. You have confidence in the product, right? So if we can just get confidence in yourself to be able to share confidently the products and the business side of things, then you guys will be able to see, that team start to build. So that's a little bit about just regular confidence. Now I want to talk about packs, okay? Because for so long, you guys, in June, this will be 3 years that I've been with this company. For the first year and a half, never sold a pack. What? Except for in the very beginning when I was hitting my VIPs. Other than that, I never sold a pack. And I'm going to tell you why. It was because I was not confident. I did not know how to talk about it. I felt like they were really expensive. I felt like I was even afraid to say 200, 400, 800. Like, it made me afraid to present that to somebody, because I didn't want them to be like, what? And like run away. Right. So I had to really get into my mind and realize that, one, my version of expensive is not Ashley's version of expensive. Right? Like, my version of expensive is not going to be the same as this other person. So why am I portraying my version of expensive on somebody else? It is not my job to make somebody else's decision. That's their job, right? So it's my job to give them the information. I don't have to attach my feeling of a product or my feeling of a price to what they're trying to get. Does that make sense? Right? Like, we don't have to attach our own feelings and portray that on other people. We need to allow them to make up their own mind. Okay. So when it comes to packs, we want to make sure that you're not attaching that expense, whether you think it's expensive or not. The next thing is to really realize, you guys, these packages, they're not just expensive. They're not for no reason. The company set them up that way so that they can really jumpstart their business. Like, it truly, truly helps them to set up themselves for success, to to join with a package. Okay. When you join, especially that $400 pack, which is what I make sure to tell everyone, is like when somebody joins with a $400 pack, you guys, they're getting not only enough to sell samples, like, or to use the product themselves, but also to sell samples, which one puts money back into their pocket, two gets product in people's hands. And you guys know, if you've ever sold a sample pack, the power of sample packs. It is huge. Just being able to get the products in somebody's hands and let them try it. They're like, okay, how do I do this? Like almost every time, like I would say like 85% of the time, they are going to want to either enroll as a customer or a promoter once you do that. And so for them to be able to have that amount of product on hand right out of the gate in their VIP period, that's important. The company did that for a reason, and we don't have to be, shy or, make it weird. Like this is just what we have our hands on. Let me tell you, and let them make their mind up. Don't connect your emotion to telling somebody about it. Okay. Don't do that, because that's what I did for so long. And it held me back, you guys. I'm not even kidding. It held me back so much. So when talking about the packs, you're going to determine how somebody looks at them. Okay. So this is kind of what I was talking about and how I messed myself up for so long. If you're presenting, let's say you're presenting the packages like this. Oh yeah, so we do have 3 different packages that you can start with. They're a little bit expensive, but there's like 3 options, so you don't have to choose. Like, do you see? Now, when I said that immediately all they're going to focus on, 1, it's expensive, 2, it's not worth it. Why? Because of the way I'm speaking. The way that you present something to somebody else is immediately how they're going to make up their mind. So if you have it in your mind, you're going to project that on them, and they are going to run with that one thing that you said. Now, if you present it in a different way, okay, so let's say you're like, all right, girl, we have 3 different options. It's absolutely incredible. You can figure out which one works best for you and your family financially. And this is the one I love, because now when you say that, now they're focused on, okay, well, she's excited, 1, so I'm excited. 2, she loves this one, so I really need to look at that one. Every single time you do that, like you are planting seeds to say, look, please, like, trust me, I'm confident, I know what I have my hands on. And that confidence gets caught by the other person that you're speaking to, and they can, they run with that. They'll shut down if you're showing them any type of like doubt or negative mindset or anything that you're carrying. We've got to work through that, so that way we are not projecting that on others. Okay, so find wording that feels right to you. Okay, everyone has their own way that they talk about the packages, they talk about the opportunity, the way that they talk about the products or anything. Like, you got to find what works for you. Okay, I don't want anybody to try to make my wording work for them, or Ashley's wording or Jenny's wording. Like, we don't want to take each other's wording. We want to, we want to know obviously the core of what we need to say, and then really speak what feels good to you. For me, how I talk to my potentials, even people that I don't know, you guys, like people that I literally have never talked to in my life, I'm going to talk to them like they're my bestie that's sitting on my couch. And for me, that works, because the more that I think like, oh, I don't know this person, the more nervous it would make me feel. So I just started talking to people like they were my besties, and like I've known them forever. And because I do that, like I feel like I'm able to connect a little bit more, but that may not be comfortable for you. You may find your wording feels better this way, so find the wording that feels right to you. One of the biggest ways that you're able to build your confidence about talking about packs and products is to feel like you are in the groove of what you say. If you ask me what I say when somebody says, what is the 3 steps? I say almost the same thing every single time. Obviously, there's a little bit of word change up because I don't have a script, but I know what I say. It's in my mind, like it just comes out, and I voice message almost everything because of that. Same thing about the business. What do? I say the same thing every single time. Like, you have to find the groove of what feels good for you. Listen to different people. If you're like, okay, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to be saying yet, then you know what? Here's a great idea. Message me, message Ashley, message Jenny, message whoever it is, like message whoever you need to talk to and say, hey, if somebody asks you this question, what is it that you say? Compare answers. Pull things from different people and then find what works good for you. And then once you get into the groove of saying those things, the more that you take that action, the more that you say it, the more people that you talk to, the more that you post, the more that you're on your stories face to face, the more that you're going live, that confidence builds like crazy. And once you have that confidence, your confidence doesn't go away. You know what you're saying, you know what you have your hands on, you know what you're doing, and you're able to really build your business. In the times of building the confidence, there's going to be more times of doubt. Once you have that confidence, that foundation of confidence, it's so much easier to keep going up rather than go down. Does that make sense? So like right now, we're all in the beginning stages, right? We're rebuilding. I'm rebuilding. You guys are building fresh for the first time. This is a season of building your confidence. And so just taking that action and having those conversations, figuring yourself out, failing, okay? You're going to have to fail. You're going to sound stupid, okay? You're just going to need to understand that. You're going to explain things. And you're going to be like, what the hell did I just say? Like, that didn't even make sense. Like, do you know how many times I've sent voice messages and literally been thinking that I was texting and been like, LOL. And I sent that in a voice message. I'm like, what the hell did I just say? I just sent them LOL. Like, you're going to sound dumb. Just accept it. Okay. Accept that it's going to be messy. Accept that it's not going to be perfect. This is a learning experience. And I want you, hold on, I got to plug my computer. I want you guys to just enjoy the journey. Don't get so serious. Like, yes, I understand this is a business. Yes, I understand you want to make money. That's why you're here. But like, have fun while you're doing it. Make fun of yourself. Be like, oh my God, that sounded so dumb, but it's okay. It's okay because now I know not to say that again. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. I don't care. Okay. So just talk, do your thing. You'll find your groove. You guys will be able to go. So next thing, how I present the packages. Okay. I present the packs the same way every single time. No matter if I'm having a brand new conversation. I have a pretty big TikTok following, so I've been trying to like utilize that. And so I have these applications and people have been submitting them. So these are people that I don't know. I do not know them. I've never seen them on my social media. I don't know who they are. And when I'm messaging them, they're going to get the same thing from me from somebody that I has been on my social media for 2 years. Okay. So I'm going to present it the same way to every single person. That way it's not like, I'm not guessing about what I'm doing. That's how you're going to be able to build confidence too, is because you know exactly what you're going to say. You know exactly what point you are in your conversation because you do the same thing every time. You don't have a script, but you have a script. Does that make sense? Like, you don't have a word for word script, but you know how you're presenting. I present it the same way. I voice message first. Okay. First and foremost, when we get into the conversation, we're talking about it. They're like, okay, I think it sounds good. How do I get started? How much is it? Okay. That's the question that you're going to get every single time. How much is it? I don't go immediately into cost. Okay. That's not how I present a pack. I'm going to tell them, hey, so-and-so, okay, so I know you want to know how much it is. But I want to go over first the packages. Obviously the pricing is going to be in there, but I want you to know what you're going to get for the cost. Okay. So I'm going to shoot you over a graphic. You guys, I'll send these into the chats, the things that I use, but I have this graphic that shows each package and it shows what comes in it. And then it says it in words on the side. I also send out a typed out version that I have in my notes. That is something that I copy and paste. And it literally just says what's in it's typed and visual. There's people that are better to read and there's people that are better to see. I send both because I don't know what type they are. So every single person, I'm going to tell them, all right, I'm going to shoot you over a graphic and it's going to show what you have. And I'm also going to type it out. So that way, if you want to read through it, you totally can do that too. And then I send it to them. Okay. So I send them that voice message, send them the graphic, send them the typed out version of the packs. Okay. After I send that, I tell them, I end up sending them another message. Okay. Look those packages over. Let me know what you think. Tell me which one you think would work best for you. If by any chance, or if like not, I don't say by any chance, but if you need to talk about payment plan options, we can totally do that. So that's when I throw that in. They don't know how much it is right now when I'm, they don't know any of that. They don't know anything. So now I'm telling them, hey, here's what it is. If you need payment plan options, let me know. Now, this is new to me because they did not have this when I was here previously. So this is the package payment things are new. But I love it because it really gives people, all people, the opportunity to really take advantage of this. There's a lot of people who literally can't afford $200 all at one time. And because of that payment plan option, it makes it a lot more doable. So letting them know ahead of time, before they say, oh, I just can't, or guess what? They just don't respond to you because they can't afford it and they're too embarrassed to tell you, because that happens. Letting them know that the payment plan option is there is going to continue the conversation, because that gives them a little bit of hope that if they are strapped financially, they'll be able to possibly continue. Okay. So that's when I throw that in. Once we do that, some people aren't going to respond. This is something I need to tell you, because this almost feels like a confidence, like it takes away confidence when somebody doesn't respond. I know that a lot of times people can feel that way. Don't allow somebody's non-response to discourage you. You have no idea what's going on the other side of that phone, computer. You don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know what their finances look like. You don't know if their kids are sick. You don't know anything that's going on, because guess what? Nobody's going to tell you their real truth, to be honest. Okay. So don't take it personally. It's not personal that they're not responding to you. They don't just like hate you. Okay. They just don't want to explain to you why they can't do what you're saying, or, maybe it's just not the right time for them or whatever. I don't ever, like, I used to take it personally. I don't take it personally anymore. Now I'm just like, okay, they didn't respond. They go onto my potentials list. I interact with them. If I have a promo or something, I follow up with them. If by some chance they're like, okay, well, I want to do that, but I want to start on Friday the 13th. Okay. Then you'll be like, okay, girl, I'll get back to you then. Okay. You write that down in your calendar. You guys do not let people slip through the cracks. If somebody says they want to sign up on a certain day, make sure you have somewhere, either a planner or your phone, somewhere that you're writing this down, so that you make sure you're going back and following up with that person on that day. Most of the people are not going to come to you on the day that they said. They're waiting for you to do it. This is your business. Take it seriously. Okay. So make sure you're writing those down. Some people are like, all right, let's do it. If they say, okay, I want to talk about payment plans. Like, I'm really interested in that $400 one that you said. Like, what are the payment plan options? Okay. So I just explained to them, this is Klarna. If you guys have not done this, it's super easy, but there is a lot of steps. So I just tell them it's through an app, an outside app called Klarna. And they break it down into 4 payments. Sometimes it's even, sometimes the first payment's a little bit higher and the remaining 3 are a little bit lower. It just really depends. I'm not 100% sure how they determine the payment plans for each person. I haven't figured that that out yet. I don't necessarily understand how they're determining it, but I always tell them, like, if you would like to know what your specific payment plan would be, I can set up a free promoter account for you. We can get the account set up. You can get your Klarna account set up. We can connect them and we can see what the payment plan option would be for you. And then if you want to move forward, we can. If you can't move forward, totally fine. And that is how I get them in the system. Okay. So that for the Klarna part, if they really want to do a payment plan, that's how I get them enrolled, is because I can't tell them that if they want to do the $200 pack, that it's for sure going to be $50, because I don't know that. It changes. So I always make sure to tell them, like, I'm not sure what your specific one is, but if you want to find out, like, we can connect the 2 accounts. So I create their promoter account while they're setting up their Klarna account. Then I teach them how to connect the 2, so that they can put it in the cart. While they're creating their Klarna account, I'm putting the package that we just talked about into the cart. So they don't have to do any of that. There's no finding the package. There's no picking out what they want. I get all that information and I do it for them. I like to make this process more on me than on them, because I feel like the more stressed out that they feel, the more that they're going to crawfish, right? The harder that it is, the more they're like, oh, this is a little scary. So I try to make the process as easy as possible. And most of it goes on to me. And then I'm walking them through the rest of it. So with the Klarna with the Klarna option, their package is going to be broken to 4 payments every 2 weeks. If somebody asks me, I tell them that it's every 2 weeks. If they don't ask me, I just tell them it's broken to 4 payments. because Klarna is going to tell them that. I don't need to give them every single piece of the information. So I really just say it's broken up into 4 payments. We can figure out yours. And then once you submit it, all the volume goes to you at once. Okay. So it's not like they're halfway in because they've only made, 2 payments. Like they're all the way in. The Klarna app basically pays the entire thing for them. And then they just are paying them back in 4 installments. But that's really it. That's how I'm going, and I'm explaining the packs to people, presenting them. I'm just making sure that in my mind, I've already accepted that I know that these packages, they're meant to really truly help them for their business. They're really truly there to set them up for success. So when I'm presenting to them, I'm making sure that they understand that these are incredible. Like it's incredible that you can come in and you can start off your business that way. And I really try to portray that in the way that I speak. So my biggest takeaway for you guys, I've been talking for almost 30 minutes. I'm about to be done. But I just want you guys to really understand that it's okay if you don't feel confident right now. It's okay if you're like a little scared, a little timid, not really sure, still feeling, like you still have doubts. That's normal. You are not going to just walk into this business, push the submit button, become a promoter, and all of a sudden feel like the total bad bitch that is just so awesome. Excuse my language because there's children around, but you're not going to feel like that. Okay. You're going to feel doubt. You're going to feel nervous, but the more that you show up, the more that you take all of the things that you have access to, within the team pages, within all the team trainings, within our team chat, with the boot camp that we're doing, like the more that you plug yourself in, the more that you show up daily, even when you don't feel like it, that's when your confidence is built. Your confidence is right around the corner, but it takes you showing up. Confidence is built. It is not just something that you are born with. It's built. If you look at people like Katie, and you look up to her because she's such a freaking fireball, she didn't have that confidence even 2 years ago when I joined her. That confidence has been developing by her showing up when the hard times came, showing up when she didn't look like she was going to be anywhere, showing up. The confidence is built. It's not born. Okay. Build your confidence, show up, do things that are a little out of your comfort zone. And each time you do it, the more and more that you're going to feel like, I did that. Like, I can do this. I can do this. And I just encourage you guys to just keep showing up so that you guys can really break in and get that confidence, because it's so freeing when you feel like you can just show up and be really who you are. And all of a sudden you look up and you're building this business and you're getting this weekly paycheck and you're getting your products for free and you're doing all these things and you're just like, holy crap, I did it. Like I did it because I kept showing up. So that's all I really have for you guys. I hope that made sense. Does anybody have like any questions or anything? Oh yeah. I just saw Ashley put, don't use the word sample pack. I use it when I talk to you guys, but when I talk about it to a potential, I never use the word sample. The biggest reason why is sample indicates free, right? If you go up to somebody, if you're walking through Costco and they're like, would you like a sample? Do you have to pay for that? Absolutely not. You do not. When you say the word sample, people are like, oh, it must be free. So then when you tell them like, hey, it's $25, they're like, you said it was a sample, right? So I use the word mini experience, mini packs, happy pack, whatever you want to call it, whatever feels cute to you. But when you're talking to a potential, stay away from the word sample. Definitely make sure you're using different verbiage that would indicate that it has some cost attached to it. Obviously, it's not a high cost, but it does have some cost attached to it. So definitely that. Does anybody else have any questions or anything to add? No? Okay. Well, then we're going to hop off here. I just wanted to do a quick training on just like developing your confidence, showing up, and, talking about packs and making sure that when we're talking to potentials that we're able to offer those in a confident way so that we're not discouraging people from joining. If you are not in the point where you can talk about a pack, this is the last thing I want to say. If you're at a point where you cannot talk about a pack or talk about the packs without feeling nervous, please get with your upline. And if your upline is still nervous, they can get with me to do a 3-way chat so that they can present for you and you can listen to what they're saying or what I'm saying. And that will help you to develop your groove of what you're going to say so that you can have that confidence when you're talking about them. You can develop it by doing it yourself, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you take all of these potentials and you're building your confidence, you're learning what to say. Like I said, it's going to be messy. You're not going to say the right thing. You're going to mess up. You're going to be like, why the hell did I just say that? Like, you're going to have those moments. The more, like, you're going to save yourself time by doing those 3 ways to not have to take so many potentials and learn with them. Okay. So allow somebody else who's already confident in that to show you the way to speak to your potential and teach you how to say that. So that way you can get into your own groove. And that way you're not taking all these potentials with you. And they're just like, you can't have these conversations. So utilize 3-way chats, show up on your social media. You guys, I know it's weird at first, especially if this is a new thing. But it's really, honestly, it's so incredible to be able to share. Like, we just share our lives and share products. That's it. So it's really simple. Just keep showing up. I'm excited. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.